You've heard of ChatGPT, you've heard of Claude, but do you actually know which one is going to work harder for your business, or are you just guessing and hoping for the best? Hey friend, this is social selling and systems expert Brenda Ster, and welcome back to Sassy Soundbites, the show where we talk about building your social selling or digital marketing business with confidence, systems, AI, and just a little bit of sass. Okay, so today we are diving into a question I get asked constantly, and I mean constantly. Claude or ChatGPT? Which one should I be using? And listen, I love this question because it tells me that you are paying attention, you are curious, and you are ready to actually use AI in your business instead of just talking about using it. So let's get into it. First, a tiny bit of context, so we're all starting from the same place. ChatGPT is made by a company called OpenAI. It launched in late 2022, so it has been around a little longer, which means there is a massive ecosystem of tutorials, YouTube videos, and communities built around it. If you learn by watching other people fumble through things on camera, ChatGPT has a lot of that available to you. Claude, on the other hand, is made by a company called Anthropic, and they were founded specifically with AI safety as a core focus. Claude is newer to most people's radars, but it has been gaining serious momentum, especially among people who create a lot of written content. And spoiler, that is probably you. Both tools have free versions and paid plans that run around $20 a month. Both can now browse the web, both can analyze files. So on the surface, they look pretty similar. But here is where it gets interesting. The number one thing I hear from people who have tried both is that Claude just sounds more human right out of the gate. Like you give it a prompt, and the response feels warmer, more conversational, less like a robot reading from a manual. ChatGPT can absolutely get there, but it sometimes takes more back and forth, more editing, more coaxing. And if you are already stretched thin running your business, who has time for that? Now, here is where I want you to really lean in, because this is the part that matters most for social sellers and digital marketers specifically. Think about what you are actually creating every single week. Captions, email newsletters, story scripts, responses to customer messages, maybe a Facebook group post or a blog. That is a lot of writing, and it all needs to sound like you, not like a corporate brochure. Claude genuinely shines here. Its ability to hold a warm, consistent tone across a longer piece of content is something I notice again and again. You can paste in your product details, give it a little direction about your brand voice, and get back caption options that do not sound like every other seller in your company. That matters. Differentiation matters. And here is something a lot of people are not thinking about yet. Using AI to help you handle objections. Picture this. A potential customer messages you and says, "It's too expensive," or "Let me think about it." Your stomach drops a little, right? You are not sure what to say. You do not want to be pushy, but you also do not want to lose the sale. Here is what you do. You paste that message into Claude, you tell it a little bit about your product and your brand voice, and you ask it to help you craft a warm, confident response. Then you customize it to sound like you. Game changer, especially for newer sellers who are still finding their footing in those conversations. Which brings me to a question I want you to sit with for a second. Where in your business are you losing time because you are staring at a blank screen trying to find the words? Because that is exactly where AI should step in. Now, I do want to be honest about where ChatGPT has the edge, because I am not here to be a one-sided hype machine. ChatGPT can generate images directly through something called DALL-E integration. Claude cannot do that. So if you need AI-generated graphics as part of your regular workflow, that is a point for ChatGPT. It also has a more developed memory feature in the paid version, meaning it can remember things about you across multiple conversations, which is genuinely useful. And that tutorial ecosystem I mentioned, real. If you are someone who loves having a huge library of how-to content to reference, ChatGPT has more of that right now simply because it has been around longer. So here is my honest take. And I am always going to give you the real answer, not the flashy one. There is no universally better tool. It depends on what you need most. If you are creating a lot of written content, you want it to sound like a real human being, and you want something that feels approachable and easy to work with, start with Claude. If you need image generation, a big learning community, or specific integrations, ChatGPT might be your go-to. And here is something a lot of people do not give themselves permission to do. Use both. Lots of people use Claude for writing and ChatGPT for research or visuals. There is no rule that says you have to commit to one and break up with the other. These are tools, not relationships. But, and this is important, whichever one you choose, please do not just copy and paste the output directly to your audience without editing it. Your people follow you because of you. Your stories, your specific examples, the way you phrase things. AI gives you a starting point. Your human touch is what makes it land. Which brings me to my second question for you today. And I really want you to think about this one. If AI could handle one recurring task in your business starting this week, what would it be? Because that is where you start, not by trying to overhaul everything at once. You pick one task, something you do every week, and you use AI to help with that one thing for 30 days. You will get faster. You will get more comfortable. You will start to see exactly where AI saves you time and where you are actually irreplaceable. Spoiler, it is always a combination of both that creates the best results. Okay, before I let you go, a quick note on privacy, since I know some of you are thinking about it. Neither tool should be used to store sensitive information like customer payment details or private health information. Both companies have privacy policies around how your conversations may be used. Anthropic, the company behind Claude, was founded with responsible AI development as a core value, which I personally appreciate. But as with any online tool, be thoughtful about what you share. All right, friend, that is a wrap on today's episode. If you want to go deeper on using AI in your business, head over to brendaster.com where I have got more tools, strategies, and real talk waiting for you. Sassy Soundbites is sponsored by Social Systems Insider, the cozy email membership to make more money in your social selling or digital marketing business by building smart strategies, smart systems, and smart tech. Join hundreds of other insiders who get exclusive new coaching content every Tuesday. Head to brendaster.com/insider to learn more and claim your first month free. See you right back here next week for more Sassy Soundbites.